Hello and welcome to Season 2 of the Road End podcast. Each episode we will speak to a new guest, get to know them and hear their stories about Liverpool Football Club.
Hi everyone, welcome to Season 2 of the Road End podcast. Today I'm joined by former Red, Gregory Vignal. Gregory was part of the famous Gerard Houllier era at Liverpool. First of all, thanks for joining. How are you?
All right, thank you. Good afternoon. Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. So let's start with your current role. You're working at Dundee in a coaching role. What made you want to move into the coaching side of football?
Well, yes, you're right. I'm working at Dundee now, Dundee FC since last July 2021. After I moved from Marseille, Olympique de Marseille, when I left Rangers. So I'm coaching the reserve development squad alongside Court and of course Gary Boyer, the first team staff, and Gordon Strachan. So everything looks fine at the moment. And but look, always. I decided to become a coach or a manager after the career, when I stopped to play, and I'm looking forward. I'm just doing my pro license right now with the French FA. It's a big one because it's a 14 months blocks, every month away to Clairefontaine or abroad, 5 days a week. So it's a big demand, but I'm quite happy now.
Is it intense?
It's really intense because it's a 4UC. It's a project as a manager, project style of play, working experience abroad. I went to see Michael Big Quipiar for this. And after the tutor come to see me in Dundee 5 times through the year. So for example, this month I'm going to Clairefontaine on Monday for the week. And a week after, the tutor, the French FA, will come to see me for the assessment session. So it's all about, the way you coach, the manage the session, plus the game. And the game will be against Dundee United.
All right.
So special coming up. But well, this is where I want to be. And I'm working hard for the last 10 years, and so I think it's good to be out of your comfort zone. So that's why I just want to be in the UK right now, and push myself.
As a coach, what would you say your coach style was?
Well, I try to be attacking, coach. I think this is my vision, is to be really aggressive, and to regain the ball as soon as possible to attack with a good structure behind the ball, because that's so important to keep the right balance. And so I've got my home methodology, my proper vision, the way I see the football. I try to mix as well, different culture. I think it's good for me to mix between the culture from Europe and the British style, because I've been lucky to play in France, in Spain, Germany, and in the UK, England, and Scotland. So I try to mix, and to get the right philosophy, right style of play.
So in Scotland, quite known for the heated games, would you say it's a very aggressive reserve level as well as it is in the first team?
Well, it's a different style than England. It's more direct, second ball. It's more aggressive football in the air as well. But in Dundee, we try to play from the back. We try to build up and to see different shape, different movement. Middle of the park. Doesn't matter if we are playing with a diamond, with a 10 and 2 number 8 and a 6, or 2 striker or wingers and the number 9. It's important, I think, right now with the modern football, to see the fullback higher into the pitch because of the style of play. Sometimes you need to attack, and it's good to have the right balance. Everybody's different, but yes, in Scotland, I think the style of play is different.
Long term, what's your ambition as a coach? Where do you want to go in the game?
Long term, I just want to be a manager. That's simple. Of course, that's why I'm doing my badges, and I'm really humble, and maybe a long way to go, or maybe not. But I'm working hard, and now, with some more experience, I'm more mature, and that's why I'm just finishing, my pro license. I'm just finishing in April, so I should be qualified in May. So ready to go for the next season now. I feel ready. Trust myself, because I've got 10 years experience behind me now, since I stopped to play and since I'm started to coach. Different experience. So now, it's time to go, time to start. So we'll see if something coming up. We'll see what's going on with Dundee as well. But so that's the main target, if I am honest. But everybody knows I'm honest with everybody. I respect a lot of people. I respect everybody. But this is where I want to be, and this is where I see myself.
You started your career at Montpellier.
Yes. Yeah. This is where I am born, and I think it's about. I spent 10 years at the academy. A rough 10 years, yeah. So good academy, and after I left, after the Euro, I left to go to England.
And how was that call when you received it from, I believe it was Gerard Houllier who brought you to the club? Was there a big attraction because he was French as well?
Of course, that's why I always said yes. I should have gone to another club before because I had offers before Liverpool after the Euro. But when we had the call from Gerard Houllier and when my agent called me, I couldn't say no. The importance of Gerard Houllier, I was in love with English football already through the video, and the TV. So it was an easy option to say yes to Liverpool Football Club because of the magnitude of the club, the history, and just the project.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, we love Gerard. We've got so many fond memories of him, and especially myself. I was a teenager when Gerard come to the club. Just going as a teenager, and he played a massive part in me as a Liverpool fan. Seeing the trophies that we won, we had this famous season in 2001 where we pretty much won everything bar in the league, unfortunately. What was the best thing about Gerard? What did he bring to the club? Because Jurgen Klopp is a very man manager. How was Gerard? What was his philosophy like?
His professionalism, I would say, and his vision for the future for the football club, and change a lot of things, change the mentality, not only on the pitch but off the pitch in terms of recovery, just to accept to become a proper winner, a proper professional, and just to make sure you are aware for which club you are playing. So, and if you speak with Kala, CBG, Murphy, all the boys, Michael, you will see the boys saying, yes, Gerard changed me, and he changed a lot of things, not only on, but off the pitch as well. The vision with the new structure, with the new building at Melwood to reach the next step, Champions League level. So, and the way he managed, the squad, the team, and it wasn't easy because he wasn't an easy manager. Gerard, he was really strict, and no gift, of course. Yeah. So doesn't matter if you are, English, French, Scottish. He doesn't care. Just looking after the club and put the team first.
I noticed, so a couple of years beforehand, or maybe 5 or 6 years beforehand, before Gerrard was the actual manager of the club, there was a culture in England where footballers would be out every weekend after the match, or they'd be having beers here, left, right, and centre. I sort of get that he changed that at the club because we went from a team of, let's say, lads to a proper professional football team.
You have to keep as well the Scouts DNA because we are Liverpool, so you have to keep that as well. And Gerard, this is where Gerard's been really clever. So that's why when I'm talking about him, I'm always saying he changed, the full club, the full environment. But he was clever to keep the key points, and that's why you can drink, training, recovery, sleep, game, session, recovery, especially when you are playing every 3 days between the Europa League, the UEFA before, now the Europa League and the Champions League. The program was brutal. So of course that's part of your job, and because you represent one of the best clubs in the world. Hand off.
How was it pulling the shirt on the first time?
Massive, because I remember my first game, right from the start, and not as a sub from the bench, talking about always the first one against Harry Redknapp, West Ham side, because I knew before the game on a Friday morning, I would start the game, when he called me in his office and he just asked me the question, are you afraid? Are you worried? And I couldn't understand why he said that to me. I said, why are you talking about this? He said, because you are starting tomorrow. I said, yeah, no problem, boss, crack on. And I think we had an unbelievable game against West Ham. I think we won 4-0 with this kind of thing, I remember. But it was like a dark night, afternoon, and a little bit of rain, lights on, full house. You never walk alone. And it was, I think, the perfect time. I think I've been lucky because my family went to England for holidays at this time, and with my parents. So it was a beautiful day, and I think that's the best one. You can speak about, of course, the first one in Champions League or Europa League or the FA Cup or the first game against Everton, home or away from home against the Blues. But I think the first one, I think, is always the best one, especially when you're at home and we have a great night like this.
Your time at the club, do you have any regrets about your time at the club? Is there anything you look back and wish you'd done differently or you could change?
Yes, I think it's my injuries. I was tired before this game, and I knew the national coach came the week before to watch me, and we played really well. He was really happy. And at this time, I think because I changed, the culture changed, the environment was different, and maybe the expectation and the intensity, I will say, about the game. I had a moment where I felt very tired because maybe I was really young and because maybe about the changing, and maybe mentally, physically. And I remember I was in the lift with the boss at this time, and I said, Greg, just tell the boss you are really tired, and maybe it's better if you start on the bench today, because I knew I would start the game. And I don't know why I said nothing, because in my mind I said, if I said this, somebody will play instead of me. If he's playing well, I'll be sit on the bench. You know what I mean? Again. And I don't know why. I think it's a corner against 4 hours, and I'm just playing the 1v1, and the guys just smash my feet. And so small details of the game, maybe, and because maybe a lack of experience. And it's a shame because I was doing well at this time, and the plan was to push, to be a regular first team player and to be an international player with my country. So and I think if you ask all the people, the person, I think they all are saying the same things because of the injuries. But I think I left a good memory at this football club because I always gave 100% for the jersey, and for the club. I never had a story about me, always professional on and off the pitch. And so that's why staying close with the club, playing the Liverpool Legend game, and the people respect me as well because I played the game with everybody at this time.
How was it going back to the club for the likes of the Legends game?
Superb to see the boys, the staff, and feel the game. It was fantastic. I mean, it's great memories, and it's always nice for the good cause as well, because we are playing for the Liverpool Foundation. So it's always important as well to help the foundation, to raise money for the people, for the city. So always, it's important. I think that's part of our job as well. When you retire, try to still fit. To represent the club, but I think it's important. I've been so lucky, to be part of this football club and part of this winning squad at this time. So for me, I think it's the way I show my respect to this football club, to be there when they need people, and then players, to represent the club. I think it's important. That's my vision.
If I look back at the time you was at the club, I know Carragher had just come into the side a few years beforehand. He's a noisy lad, isn't he? How was it to play next to him?
I'm still laughing when I see him on Sky, on TV. But look, no, well, I think, like he said, he played more than 700 games for the club, I think. Cows, and I think he's been lucky to play under Gerard Houllier as well, because he changed him a lot. And funny guy, strong Scout accent. So
how was the Scouse accent to get used to when you moved?
But difficult at the beginning. It was really difficult, to understand, because of course you have to learn the English, the language, and the Scouse. It's really strong accent, so it was difficult, to. So, but look, with the time, you just adapt, and you have to learn really quickly.
You moved on and you played for Rangers. I remember your goal in the Old Firm derby. And I can remember your celebration was crazy because back in the day of the Old Firm derbies, I think that period of them was probably the best time. Everything that was going on up there, it was just really intense. And I don't feel like it's as much as it was, let's say. How do the Old Firm derbies compare to the Merseyside derbies, would you say?
It's completely different. I think you're right. I think the intensity, but the quality of the player at this time for Celtic and Rangers was amazing. Most of the players could play in Premier League easily at this time, from both clubs, no doubt about this. Because you are talking about Petrov, Larsen, Ferguson, Pershaw, and so on and so on. So the squad was amazing. But I think the rivalry, the intensity of the whole film, it's bigger, I think, because of the past, the history.
Mm-hmm.
That's the game of the year. The Merseyside derby, I think, is different because the Premier League is bigger in terms of quality and clubs. So, of course, it's so important to win because it's part of the DNA. But if you drop points, maybe you can catch points again. Chelsea might be drop points against Everton. Manchester United might be drop points against Everton. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but against Celtic, it can cost you the title.
Mm-hmm.
And the pressure, and you see when Stevie G came as a manager, the pressure to win the title, and the game against Celtic, it's massive. So that's another great experience for me, and especially at this time because I was alone and I was looking forward to go back to Liverpool. When Rafa, because I knew Paco was following me, every week, week in and week out to see my game.
Okay.
And Liverpool was really happy with me at this time. So it was like 50-50. But for me, what a great experience, playing for big club like this, like Rangers with the pressure. It wasn't, it was fantastic. But yeah, I think it's different. But I would say it's a noisy derby as well. The Old one. So, oh my God.
That's definitely one I want to tick off the bucket list. Every time it's on, it's obviously the game in Scottish football that everybody watches. Everyone switch on, no matter where you're from. It's just so intense. It's so big. It's you can feel it, can't you?
Yeah, it's amazing. And even when I play, with the 18s, with the reserve, with Rangers, when I play Celtic, you can feel this atmosphere, and around the game. And it was interesting because most of the boys, when they came to see me, say, "Oh, coach, could you talk to us about, the whole firm has a player at the first team level?" And I felt it was amazing because I said, now this is where I am as a coach, and you have young players. They want to come to see you and ask you about advice, what it means to play for Rangers first team against Celtic, Parkhead or Rybrook, doesn't matter, And this is where it's important to give your knowledge, And but the Orpheum game is it's a massive one, honestly, and especially at this time because of the quality of the players.
Yeah.
Because of the quality of the players. Yeah.
So as you're coaching now, what do you miss most about being a professional footballer?
What it brings to me as a coach.
So now that you're coaching,
yes.
What do you miss most about being a footballer compared to now you're a coach?
Well,
tough.
Maybe the game, just to play the game, because as a coach, you are preparing a game plan. So you are talking to the players, but you are on the dugout, on a touchline. So you cannot affect the game.
Yeah.
You can only affect the game by your knowledge tactically and the way you see the game with your staff. So it's a different world. It took me a while to understand that, to see my new job, and I would say my new life.
Yeah.
When I started to coach, I think I wasn't ready in 2012. It took me maybe 3 or 4 years to realize, okay, that's your first life is done.
Yeah.
It's like you passed away, and you have to understand, okay, this is now a new life, a new job. Mentally as well, it has been difficult because when you love so much the game, the adrenaline you got, adrenaline you got from the dressing room, from the game is so high. So it's a different vision and different life. So I maybe say, yeah, the impact maybe you can have, with the ball, and when you are playing, or the way you push your teammates, and I would say that. But now I really enjoy my second life.
We are now going to do a quick fire round with our guests. This could be very controversial.
Okay, so I'm finishing each episode with a quick fire round. I don't give you any information on this beforehand, quickly and as honest as you can. And it is going to be tough, and you might not like some of them, but you'll enjoy it. Beer or wine?
Wine.
English football or Scottish football?
English football.
Anfield or Ibrox?
Oh! Oh my God. Stop this one.
Okay.
I would say Anfield because I signed for Liverpool first and foremost. So.
Good answer. Nike or Adidas?
Adidas.
John Arnorisa or Andrew Robertson?
Oh, John, because I play with him.
Alisson or Barthez?
Barthez.
Steak or haggis?
Steak.
Okay, thank you. Right, let's call that a pod, Gregory. Thank you very much for your time, and I wish you all the best with your coaching career.
Thank you very much. Enjoy your day, and Happy New Year. All the best.
Happy New Year.
All the best for all the Liverpool fans. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks to everyone for listening in to today's podcast, and thank you to our amazing guests. Without them, this wouldn't be possible. Don't forget to follow us on social media, twitter.com/The Road End Pod, and on Instagram /The Road End Pod.